Hello, hello, hello. You're returning into the episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's first topic, reliability and stability. Look, guys, John Harbaugh has been paid a 3-year extension by the Baltimore Ravens. And a lot of people right now are up in arms about him not being the coach that they want to move forward with. Totally understand it. Not going to argue with you on it. Okay? I'm one of those people that truly believe that John Harbaugh is a good coach who is taking this team as far as he can take them. That's how I feel. That's how I look at it. That's how I think. Okay? Now, having said all that, I sat back and I was saying, but what is the real reason why the Ravens brought back John Harbaugh? They know John Harbaugh better than anybody knows them, right? John Harbaugh's been a Raven coach for 17 years now, 18 years? If anybody knows him, it's the Ravens. They've had ample time to grow to know John Harbaugh. So the question starts to become, why would they bring him back? They've seen the collapses. They've seen the lack of playoff success. They've seen the clock management issues. It's not like he's cheap. So the question becomes, why? And I stumbled upon why, and what I believe why, and I came up with 2 words: stability and reliability. You know, guys, I told y'all before when we were talking on here, and I said, you know, when you're dating as a guy, you look for things that women might like. You know what I mean? You might buy a cologne that they like, whatever else it is. But when you start to find out as you get older, that especially after about 25, 27, women you start to see really tend to lean into the illities. You understand where I'm coming from? And stability, reliability are some of the prime illities on the list. And that's exactly why the Ravens brought back John Harbaugh. Let's be honest. John Harbaugh has won, I believe, he's had 12 out of 17 double-digit seasons in his career. You understand where I'm coming from? That's not conjecture, that's fact. So he's been reliable to get a team to the playoffs. The stability counterpoint is he's had 2 seasons under 500, or the 1 or 2 seasons under 500. That's the stability. Always even keeled. And Bashadi's a businessman. He looks at things differently than how the fans would look at it. Because mind you, he's around them. It's his team. He pays him. He's looking at it like, okay, if he's not the coach, who's the other coach out there right now that is better than John Harbaugh? Who's the coach right now that I know can go out there and win with this team right now? And the answer is probably that's available right now, none. And that's where you start to lean into the stability and the reliability. Because you know him. You know he's reliable, he's on time, his work ethic, whatever else it is, he's very stable. The team plays for him. You can never say the team doesn't play for John. They don't get up and bust their tails for their coach. You can never state that. So hence why I truly believe he is the head coach. Why I believe in him, the head coach. Why I believe he's not going to change anything. Why I believe he's going to be there for the foreseeable future. I told you guys this before. There was 2 chances to move on from John Harbaugh. Last year and the year that Lamar Jackson was drafted, which is 2018. You had 2 chances. You went with the safe bet both times. And because you went with the safe bet both times, you are now stuck with him for the foreseeable future. Now, is that a terrible thing? Well, everything is relative, right? Here's the thing. Can the Ravens win with John Harbaugh? Most people would say no. I can argue and say yes, because I believe the Ravens have talent. I believe that Lamar Jackson is that good. I believe that he's that generational, and I think that he can go on a rabid tear. And honestly, I think if Lamar does that, I think Harbaugh would retire. I think if the Ravens get over that hump, win the title, I think Harbaugh uses that opportunity to walk off to the sunset, no longer have to be a head coach, moves up in the upper management, and then you get another coach from that way. You know what I'm saying? And he would have got to end exactly how everybody wants to end, on top. I truly believe that. Undoubtedly, I believe that. But once again, that's the way I feel like John Harbaugh stops being the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. We're always going to win games. He's not a bad coach, for one. And two, Lamar Jackson's absolutely amazing. So if you have those two there, you're going to win games. You're going to win 10, 11, 12 games every season, barring injury. The problem is when we get to the playoffs. Now, can you have a playoff run that you just go supersonic? Yeah, we've seen it done multiple times. We've seen it happen with the Giants. We've seen it happen with the Ravens. Matter of fact, I can argue that we've seen it twice with the Ravens. So, yeah, like, the Philadelphia Eagles, like, the first time they won it, like, there's been plenty of times in NFL history where teams just went on an impressive tear and ended up winning. Got hot at the right time. Or stayed hot. Never decided to cool off. So it's doable. It's possible. Hey, it could happen. But what are the chances of it happening? Look, for us to happen, likely to me has to start. For that to happen, for us to win the Super Bowl, likely has to be the number one aerial target on the team. Meaning, in crunch situations, that's who you're going to. He's the number one tight end. And also in up-tempo, he's on the field and you're targeting him more than anybody else in the field. If we're doing that, they shore up that offensive guards for the offensive line, and Lamar plays darn near perfect, well, we could beat anybody. And I mean anybody from any era. There's nobody this team could not beat. But once again, will we get that? And will the Ravens do that? I don't know. But I'll tell you what I am do. I'm here, and I'll be watching to find out. But that's us moving forward, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy, but we're stuck with him for another 3 years. We'll see what happens during that time. But what do you guys think? What do you think the reason is that the Baltimore Ravens kept and extended John Harbaugh? And do you think that there's any possibility that the Ravens can actually win a title with him heading the ship? Let me know what you think down in the comments, please, all right? But as always, that's an episode of The Wunderkind Show! Thank you for watching. And now we get down, we have fun, and we laugh. But everything we talk about, we do what? Facts and truth. Please do remember, like, subscribe to the notification bell. And guys, please remember to like and subscribe to the Wunderkind Morning Show. Yes, live Monday through Thursdays, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. And we touch on popular topics, sports, all sports from all genres. And we have a little bit of nostalgia, time to reflect, that we go back to the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. A little time to make you smile for the good old days. You know what I'm saying? So be there or be squared, okay? Also, remember, if you want to donate to the channel, the bottom of the screen, there's a CashApp. CashApp located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is The Wunderkind Show. Super easy. So go there if you want to donate and do it that way too. Or you can go to Super Chats, all right? But that's the episode of The Wunderkind Show. This show, John, signing off. And as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Huh? Yerp.
Finish him, Daddy.